Magdamdam rin ako sapagkat ang patutsada ay patungkol sa House of Representatives, lalong-lalo na po yung Speaker. I am not defending the Speaker. If this congressional hearing ultimately found that the Speaker is the one who spearheaded this or funded this initiative, I will probably request him to step down.
Yes. May I know from the chair if Atty. Abad was invited? And is he
Yes.
around? Is he
Yes.
around?
He
Nag-regret.
was invited, but yes,
Yung
regrets.
pangalan niya is very visible doon sa form, yung petition form na pinapakita nila. So, can we insist on inviting him? O
Yes.
kung ayaw niya mag-attend, ipasampina natin, Madam Chair?
Yes, I think we'll have to consider that. But like you said, Senator Bato, his name is very prominently displayed
Yes.
on the form.
He is the face of this brouhaha. So, he should present himself. Otherwise, useless itong magiging inquiry natin kung hindi natin makita yung tao na nandoon sa papel, sa form. So, can we subpoena this person, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Congressman Marcoleta, please.
I am happy that Senator Bato raised this question because
That's right.
this is the gist of the entire inquiry. Attorney Atty.Abad appears to be the proponent of this initiative. Kagaya po ng sinabi ninyo, Senator, bigyan ng katauhan ang nagpasimuno nitong Politicians Initiative. Earlier, Madam Chair, the House of Representatives, sila po ang nagiging parang kontrabida dito. I am not representing the House of Representatives today. I was personally invited by the beautiful chairman to appear in this committee. But, as a member, hindi po nyo may aalis sa akin na medyo magdamdam rin ako sapagkat ang patutsada ay patungkol sa House of Representatives, lalong-lalo na po yung Speaker. I am not defending the Speaker. If this congressional hearing ultimately found that the Speaker is the one who spearheaded this or funded this initiative, I will probably request him to step down. Pero kung hindi po siya naman, bakit hindi po natin kinonsentrate kay Atty.Abad? Siya po yung bida dito eh. Siya po ang pinakasentro nito. Siya ang nagsasabi dito na pinaliwanag niya sa tao. Nagsabi po ng mga tao, we fully understand the rationale of this proposition. We fully understand the consequences, the effects, and the advantages of this proposition. Gusto nating malaman, talaga bang ginawa niya? Single-handedly, although et al. Ito. But to undertake and to mobilize an undertaking nationwide, to be able to get at least 8 million votes. Kaya po ba ng isang tao? Why don't we begin with Atty.Abad? Who is he? Atty.Abad, based on the Google, Madam Chair, specializes in international trade law. He has been in legal practice for 17 years, and he is at present an independent advisor of the Philippine Senate.
May I know, Madam Chair? From,
Nasa Google po. At
kung sino,
nakalagay din po
sino
sa Google, he took his oath before the office of Senator Aquilino Pimentel. Nasa Google po. Kaya kailangan po nating makita lahat eh. Sa Google po yan.
I was also shown that picture, pero hindi ko ma-date eh. Mukhang bata pa kami noon eh. So must have been years ago. And if we are talking about this, that if he is also that Atty.Abad named in the signature sheet, so we are assuming a lot of things. Pero right now, he's not a consultant of my office. But so pasiputin natin itong Atty. Abad. So,
Triple A.
Yes.
Atty.Abad.
So, para malaman po natin. And if that person seen in the picture taking an oath before me, if he will admit that he is the one, then we're talking about the same person. But he's not a consultant of my office, so I don't think he's also a consultant of the Senate. Wala. So maybe that was siguro part of his biodata. Siguro once upon a time, baka nangyari yun. And then, since andito na rin tayo sa topic na ito, the burden is all with Attorney Atty.Abad because no other lawyer can file that petition and claim that he or she is under that et al. Hindi po pwede yun. So it's only if the signatures are genuine and real and then freely given, it is only this attorney, Atty.Abad, whom they have authorized to file the petition. No person, no lawyer can claim to be et al. Kasi hindi siya pinangalanan. So that's my theory. Kaya I agree with Congressman Marcoleta. We really have to identify who is. Pero medyo common name kasi yan. There might be more than one Atty.Abad who happens also to be a lawyer. So
Yes,
we need to
Senator,
look for
but
this person.
we can start with him.
Yes,
This is an A4 sheet of paper.
that's right.
10 signatories per sheet. If Atty.Abad is out to get 8 million votes to satisfy the threshold of 8 million, this is the requisite of the People's Initiative, he will need 800,000 pieces of this A sheet. Nakita ko po yung nakakuha ko ng isang ream nito. This paper was imported from Indonesia. This is 70 GSM. I want to ask Atty.Abad. Kinuwenta ko po kung magkano Siguro about 1,500 something reams. 500,000 pesos, ito pa lamang papel. Ipiprint mo ito, palagay mo na lang 2 piso. 800,000 seats at 1.6 million plus 500, that's about 2 million. Saan niya kinuha ni Atty.Abad? Maybe we can ask questions directly from this guy. Hindi yung mga nakatakip ang mukha. They're so brave enough not to be able to expose their faces in the public. I'm sorry, Mr. Senate President, but I read your rules of evidence. If the substantive rights of people affected in this hearing, they should also be protected. How can we, for example, confront the accusers if they are all masked? Hindi po ganito. I am not defending the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I will repeat this. If this investigation will find out na siya po ang nagpondo, I will politely ask him to step down. Pero halimbawa po kung ito'y ginawa ni Atty.Abad out of exasperation, out of frustration, because I think for the longest time, the House of Representatives have been inviting the Senate to meet with us on a constituent assembly, and the Senate repeatedly refused us. This is on record, Madam Chair. Kahit kailan po hindi natin magagampanan, hindi natin magagamit yung isang modality to change the Constitution, which is the Constituent Assembly. Every time an invitation is issued to the Senate by the House, ang answer po, dead. Dead na. So kailan po natin gagamitin ang Constituent Assembly? We cannot. It's impossible. Sinasabi ng Senate, well, ang dami pong Okay, bago kami makipag-meet sa inyo, you will have to agree that separate voting. Ganun po palagang nangyayari. Ito po ang nangyari. Ako po matagal na sa Congress. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Madam Chair, panahon pa po ni Speaker Belmonte, pinag-iisipan na natin to. Restrictive economic provisions, blah, 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 blah. But we never agree just to meet. Alam po ninyo, Madam Chair, ang pinag-uusapan, mag-meet lang po tayo. Tsaka na po natin pag-uusapan kung yung 3/4 is voting separately or not.
Madam Chair.
Pero
Yes,
wala
I
po
think,
tayo.
Tama observation ni Atty. Marcoleta, but that cannot be forced. If the Senate does not want to amend the Constitution through a Constituent Assembly, the House cannot force it. Ganun lang po yun, as simple as that. So therefore,
No one is forcing. Senator,
precisely. So, there should be no complaint kasi we are two autonomous bodies. Ayaw nung isa makimit sa Constituent Assembly.
the
So,
complaint arises from the fact that you do not want to meet with us. So
Madam
ang
Chair.
question, how can we make use of that particular
Yes,
modality? It is the first modality.
yes, that means that the present composition of both houses cannot avail of that mode kasi ayaw nga nung isang house makimit. So, ano na po yan? That's a political question, gamitin sa issues sa election. Pero our problem with the PI is yun na nga. Therefore, we suspected some politicians to be behind the PI because ang tinutumbok ng People's Initiative is the procedures sa Constituent Assembly.
That's
And
right.
changing the natural meaning of that section,
That's
Madam
correct.
Chair. So that's
And with all due
Yeah, yan yung
respect
flow,
to
yes.
Congressman Marcoleta, that's likely a subject of another hearing and another meeting, and perhaps a more confident and benign meeting of the minds at another time.
Madam Chair,
Right now, I can see all my colleagues jumping out of their seats to contradict us, but let's not hijack this hearing. Let us
Correct.
proceed with the next witness, who has very kindly come from the province of Batangas. Yes, po, Senator.
Madam Chair.
Salamat, Madam Chair.
Senate President, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Can I be
I've been
recognized, Madam
acknowledged
Chair?
by the Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair. May I proceed, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair.
May I proceed,
Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair?
I'm sorry,
Chair.
I
It's
thought the
alright.
congressman
Madam
was
Chair, point of
escaping.
order.
Yes,
Thank you,
Senator
Madam Chair.
Ontiveros,
He should listen to
Madam
us.
Chair.
I'm raising a point of
listen
order,
to us.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, if I may proceed. I've been acknowledged already.
As a priority, Madam Chair, under our rules. Madam Chair,
Yes, the point of order precedes all
I-
others. Yes, please,
I think, Madam
Senator
Chair, we should
Tolentino.
discuss the matter at hand. It has something to do with the name Atty.Abad, whether we should subpoena him or not tomorrow or in the next hearing, Madam Chair. We expect a ruling from the Chair.
Yes, thank you
Yes.
very much. I think that's now become a motion, both from the minority leader as well as Senator Tolentino. And we acknowledge Senator Ontiveros once again, who has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I join with the Chair in the observation that she raised that the good representative is opening up a different issue. Gusto ko rin pong suportahan yung sinabi na ng Senate President that the rules of the Senate will allow our brave witnesses to speak their truth to the committee. Mas matapang pa nga sila kaysa sa mga nagtatago sa likod ng isang law firm. Ayaw aminin sino nagpamudmod ng forms. Ayaw aminin sino lathala ng isang TV commercial. But I would like to return to the question of Attorney Atty.Abad. May nakikita naman po akong at least 3 resource persons mula sa PIRMA. Perhaps, Madam Chair, the PIRMA resource persons can confirm if they indeed engage the services of Atty.Abad, Madam Chair.
Just for the safety and security of our witness who's here in person, if you will allow, pakinggan muna natin yung ating testigo at pagkatapos nun,